Get ready to ignite your inner femme and unleash your full potential with Femme Fierce with Carlotta, the ultimate podcast for personal development, beauty, and Web3 technology. I'm your host, Carlotta, and join me as I share insider tips and explore cutting edge innovations with industry experts, all designed to help you become the fiercest version of yourself. Don't miss a single episode of this empowering and enlightening podcast. Well, hey there, everybody. Welcome back to another season of Femme Fierce, the podcast. I'm your host, Carlotta, and I want to welcome you here with me on this journey, discovering beauty and all things self-development. So I know it's been a little bit since I've released new episodes. I post several episodes about a year ago doing my Hermes challenge, where I really just talked about a variety of things and beauty, accountability, and just really self-reflecting as I was going through that journey. But I'm still going through that journey. You know, when you're in a self-development era, it never ends. It's all about leveling up and pushing through and making yourself better. And so in this particular season of Femme Fierce, the podcast, I will make this into a series and call this particular series Beauty Redefined. So we're going to be tackling a few topics here that's near and dear to my heart and really dig deep into the title of this particular episode called Breaking Free from Toxic Beauty Standards. So let's get into this discussion. I'm so excited to have you here. If you're a first-time listener, thank you. Welcome. And if you are a returning listener, I'm glad you came back to see what I'm up to. And I hope you enjoy this series with me, learn some gems. Always make sure to leave me a comment on what you thought about the discussion and anything you want to hear. But let's get into what we're talking about here, right? So as women, we're bombarded with messages about how we're supposed to look and what beauty should be. But the truth is, these standards are unrealistic, harmful, and just downright exhausting, okay? So today we're going to explore 5 tips and strategies for cultivating a healthy relationship with beauty, as well as the importance of self-love, self-acceptance, and self-care, right? But before we dive in, I want to focus on a couple of women that I love and some that I've just came across who I feel have been breaking free from toxic beauty standards and inspiring us all to embrace our unique selves and our unique beauty. So a couple of those women I will be tapping into a little later in this particular episode is Ashley Graham, Tyra Banks, Lizzo, and Winnie Harlow. Okay, so those are just a couple of ladies that I really love, and I thought this would be a great time to kind of just talk about how they've been moving in the space, and hopefully we can get inspired by these women. So they all are fabulous, they all are fierce and full of wisdom, and I can't wait to share some of their stories with you and some of the findings that I came up with. But let's get into our first topic of conversations, right? The importance of self-love, self-acceptance, and self-care, right? So when we talk about these things, right, these 3 things are essential for breaking free from toxic beauty standards and embracing our unique beauty, right? Self-love, for instance, is about treating ourselves with kindness, compassion, and respect. It's about recognizing our worth and celebrating our strengths, right? Self-acceptance, though, is about embracing our imperfections and our quirks and realizing that they're what makes us unique and beautiful, okay? It's about letting go of the need to be perfect and embracing our authentic selves, right? One of the things that was discussed at the top of the year, especially for you individuals who are in the YouTube space, the content creation space, a lot of articles came out at the top of the year that today's consumer is looking for more authenticity. They are not looking for anything that's over polished, too perfect, or just overly produced, right? They're looking to relate to those they consume, whether it's on their mobile devices or on the TV screens or whoever they come across with. So, being your authentic self pretty much is the theme of the season in 2023. And I'm really excited about that because that's something that I tend to lean on heavily in my personal life because I feel that's what makes me me. So hopefully you can find that gem in yourself and also make that shine within you. But self-care though, right, is about taking care of our physical, mental, and emotional well-being. It's about nourishing ourselves with healthy food, exercise, rest, and relaxation, right? And for me, this has been very near to me because as I have stepped into this new age of my life, which is I hit the 40s. I can't, sometimes it's hard for me to even say that, but I have hit my 40s. I am 40, and I don't want to press myself anymore. I am 40, but I'm learning that there's new things that comes with turning this age. And so I have really been taking the steps because the pandemic has really set me back. It set us all back, but it really did a number on me. And I did not realize how much I was neglecting, just keeping myself, locked in the house and not really just being taking care of myself the way I need to be. Now, I didn't get sick or anything like that. I'm so glad I didn't get that. But as far as, gain a few pounds, really making sure that my regimens was up to par in regards to skincare and things like that. So the pandemic really took a toll on all of us. And so self-care, especially in 2023, now that I've hit this new age range in life, is something that I am paying more attention to. So as far as physical fitness, I've been seeing a nutritionist. I've been going to my specialists and things like that, and just being introduced to new physical activities such as Pilates. I've also tried out bar and also your regular getting on the cycle and at the gym and really getting some, a few more extra steps in. So that has also helped me and also has motivated me to stay a little bit better. Also, in regards to my mental wellness, if you're in corporate, that's one of the things that they are really holding firm to is making sure that the team members and the staff are mentally focused and mentally prepared because they need their employees to be at their optimal self. And so that is something I've been working on. And for me, that's trying to level up my spiritual journey. I've been really connecting more with those in my, a spiritual organization. I've gotten me a spiritual coach that's really just helping me. So just really just getting my mind in a better space, right? Okay, well-being is also something there, just all around taking care of yourself. So those are some things that I have been tackling. Healthy food, I've been learning how to read ingredients a little bit better so I can pick more high level and high quality foods. Now, don't get me wrong, okay? With inflation and all things rising, it is quite pricey to get the better foods. Yes, it's sad to hear that and sad to say that, but I have taken on the choice to shift my funds in order to have a little bit more better options especially when it comes to this space. So there's a lot to consider. Okay. There's a lot going on, but self care is something that I've been taking near and dear to me. And hopefully, after this podcast, you may want to take it a little more serious for yourself if you have not done that, right? So, when we practice self love, self acceptance, and self care, we're able to break free from toxic beauty standards and embrace our unique beauty, right? So, let's get into these 5 tips and strategies for cultivating a healthy relationship with beauty, right? So let's dive in. Tip number 1, okay? Get your pen, your pad, and start jotting down, right? Tip 1, right? Focus on the things you like about yourself. When we're bombarded with messages about what we should look like and if it's easy to look that way, we can get bogged down in self doubt and negativity. But when we focus on the things we like about ourselves, whether it's our smile, you know, Tyra tells us how to smize, whether if it's our smile or our sense of humor or our creativity, we're able to build our confidence and our self esteem, right? Tip 2, surround yourself with positive and supportive people. Okay, that's very important that we understand that and put that into play. Why? Because the people we surround ourselves with can have a big impact on our self image and confidence, right? So, when we surround ourselves with positive and supportive people, we're able to feel seen, heard, and loved. And that's very important, right? In order for us to feel like we're a part of whatever it is that we're doing, we need to feel seen, heard, and loved. So that is why it's important to really pay attention to the people in your circle and make sure they're there to uplift you, not to bring you down. Okay. So that was tip 2. Now we're moving along to tip 3, right? Practice gratitude. Okay. This is a big one. Okay. Some of us forget to do that. And I don't know what happened during the pandemic, but we were practicing gratitude at one time. And then once the pandemic started to subside, because it's not over, we're still in post pandemic, there's still things going on. But now that it's kind of subsiding, more people are back to their regular routine as best as possible because we'll never be back to normal. The gratitude has fell by the wayside, right? So we need to recognize and realize the importance of practicing gratitude. Why? Because gratitude is a powerful tool for cultivating a healthy relationship with beauty. Okay. So when we focus on the things we're grateful for, whether it's our health, our loved ones, or our passions, we're able to shift our focus away from our perceived flaws and towards the beauty and abundance in our lives, right? So, if we're able to do that and really get in line with that, we can show our gratitude and do it well, especially if we put it into practice, okay? Tip 4, right? Challenge societal beauty standards, okay? One of the most powerful things we can do to break free from toxic beauty standards is to challenge them. Okay? Whether it's by embracing our natural hair, wearing clothes that make us feel good, or rejecting harmful diet cultures, we can take a stand against the narrow definition of beauty perpetuated by society, right? There's a lot of things that's been in the news in regards to beauty standards and how we should look. And I've seen some changes out there. Recently, I can say recently, I was on my phone looking for something and I came across a promo video for the new season of the Kardashians. And I found one of the clips very interesting where the youngest sister of the bunch, Kylie Jenner, basically looked like she was having a sit down with her older sisters, telling them that we may need to reevaluate the type of beauty standards that we're perpetuating in the media. I thought that was very interesting. Number one, she's the youngest one of the group. So the little one or the youngest one of the group trying to bring some important topics to a family that has made their name and money off of beauty really tells me that she's paying attention, right? She may not be so caught up in the flash and dash and all the fabulousness that surrounds her and her family. So that clip there, right? That scene made me think that I may want to tune into the Kardashians this season. I haven't tuned into the Kardashians since season 5. So, and then I've been in and out. But this season, I might want to tune in because it looks like they're going to be having some very needed conversation in regards to how they're being perceived and seen in the media. And I think it might be a good time to do so because all of them have young kids under the age of 9. I think North is at 9 or 10 or something like that. But all of them have younger ones under the age of 6. This is the best time for them to have these conversations because a child's mind is mostly cultivated at the age of 6. So it is time for them to really have these discussions about how beauty should be perceived. And I think that that will be an interesting conversation. So I'm definitely interested to see that. Also, last tip. Okay. So the last tip we have here is take care of yourself physically, mentally, and emotionally. Okay. So that is a very, very important step. This means different things to different people, right? But taking time to prioritize, all these things is important. And maybe it's taking a relaxing bath, right? Getting a massage or a walk in nature or simply setting aside time for meditation or journaling, right? So these are just a few tips that you can consider as you go on your day to day and try to help you kind of break free from those toxic beauty standards. And I think it may be of use to you, right? So let's move on to the fun part, right? Bringing some shine to some of these amazing women who have broken free from toxic beauty standards and who have inspired us all to embrace our unique beauty, right? So the first person I want to mention is Ashley Graham, right? She's a plus size model and a body positive advocate who has graced the covers of major fashion magazines and inspired countless women to love and embrace their bodies. Ashley Graham has been on the scene for quite a while. Recently, she was on the carpet of the was it the Grammys? Actually, it was the Oscars, and she looked so fabulous. And as she was there trying to get a couple of, I'm pretty sure, some interview questions into Rihanna, she ended up just opting for just the nice comment and the photo op, and she looked very nice. So she has really transitioned into the many different spaces. She currently also is in the TV corresponding space, which is a natural move for her. She does that very well. She speaks very eloquently and she looks great on TV. So I really love the imagery that she's been setting here in the media. And so that's Ashley Graham. If you have not heard about her, you may be on a rock, but maybe give her a little, Google her and see what you can find out for your own self, and something of her might resonate with you, right? The next woman that I love. We can't talk about breaking free from toxic beauty standards without mentioning the one and only Miss Tyra Banks, right? For those of you that don't know, okay? Tyra Banks is a supermodel and a TV personality, right? She has used her platforms to promote diverse beauty standards and challenge traditional notions of beauty, right? So she's done that very well throughout her career. She's talked about her struggles with a body image throughout her modeling career. She also talked about how she overcame that and really made her, way, especially with Victoria's Secret and being the face on Sports Illustrated, and how she's now became a icon and a household name, and getting into production with America's Next Top Model. And I'm pretty sure you have seen at least one episode of America's Next Top Model, because that television show has really spun to many other top model shows globally. So Tyra Banks definitely has been breaking boundaries since she stepped foot onto our TV screens, into our lives. And I can't say anything about this particular topic without mentioning her, right? The next person that I love is my girl, your girl too, possibly. Okay, I hope so after this. Lizzo, right? So Lizzo is a singer and rapper who has been vocal about her journey to self-love and acceptance, and who has encouraged her fans to embrace their flaws and celebrate their bodies, right? So Lizzo currently is on world tour. Well, at the time of this recording, she is on a world tour. She's been doing fantastic. She's been doing great. She recently was at the 2023 Met Gala, and she looked on par, right? For the Met Gala, they were giving homage to Karl Lagerfeld, and Lizzo looked the part head to toe. Beautiful black dress with the pearls. Her hair looked fabulous and great. Now, I found it very interesting that Lizzo gets a lot of kickback and a lot of talk for time she's seen out on the red carpet, on social media, wearing barely anything. A lot of people talk about it, but for some reason, she's fully clothed. Nobody really talked about her. I found it quite interesting, and you want to think people who vocally voice they rather see her fully clothed would probably have more to say, but I rarely heard anything about her or hear her about on people's best dressed list. She was on my best dressed list. There's a few people that mentioned her, but not as much. But however, Lizzo definitely is someone to talk about and to know when we're talking about breaking these toxic beauty standards and body positivity. So she is fantastic. And also, there's Winnie Harlow. Now, Winnie Harlow, who was on America's Next Top Model, has been a person who's been breaking free from toxic beauty standards. As if you have not heard or seen about her, she has a skin ailment where she has her skin is missing some pigmentation in some areas, so it's a bit spotty. However, she has not allowed that to stop her in her quest in modeling and just really showing beauty in all frames. So I really love Winnie Harlow. She has a line in Sephora called K Skin. I have a couple of her products. I love her products. I think when talent and a model steps out beyond just modeling and gets into uh, the product space or other spaces and really diversifies her portfolio, that to me is someone who is setting a great example in business and just really showing women, especially the younger women, that you can do it all. So we really champion Winnie Harlow, all right? So with that being said, those were just a few women that I wanted to acknowledge in this podcast and bring some awareness and some attention in regards to the things that they're doing when we talk about breaking free from toxic beauty standards, right? So during this journey, it's okay to take it one step at a time, right? By practicing self-love, self-care, and self-confidence, and surrounding ourselves with positive influences and role models, we can all learn to embrace our unique beauty and cultivate a healthy relationship with beauty. Okay. So, before I wrap up, make sure you tell me a little bit about your story on social by using the hashtag break free from toxic beauty standards on Instagram. And you can tag me at Femme Fierce Media, where I'll be checking some of those stories and resharing them there. Also, if you want to tag me personally, you can tag me at I am Carlotta's Corner on Instagram, Twitter, Carlotta's Corner, and use the hashtag break free from toxic beauty standards. And I'll be looking out for your personal story and resharing on my platform. All right. So let's wrap up today's episode. I want to thank you again for tuning in. And don't forget to follow me on at Femme and Fierce Media, like I said once before. And also on my personal, if you want to give me a little shout, at I am Carlotta's Corner on Instagram, and on Twitter, it's it's Carlotta's Corner on Twitter, okay? So share your stories, share your tips, share your strategies in regards to breaking free from beauty standards. All right. So that's all for today. I thank you for listening. Make sure you follow this podcast wherever you listen to your podcast, and I'll be back with another episode. And if you like it, leave me a comment below. Give me your feedback on how you like this. I want to make sure I'm doing my best to make this entertaining, as well as giving you some tips or some gems that you could take with you. All right. So thank you for this, and I'll look for you on the next one.